can't tell if someone's staring at me through the window if it's a wreath. I think it's a wreath. I think we're okay. Whew. Hey friends, it's Hawk. Today I have a very exciting video because I'm introducing a new series to the channel. So this is going to be the first installment of the Reluctant Reader series, in which I read books that I would normally be reluctant to pick up because of the genre that they're in. I don't necessarily have any issues with these genres, it's just not really what I would reach for naturally, and I'm trying to get more out of my comfort zone. So I asked my Twitter followers which I should start with, and in no surprise to me, they picked romance. So I will be starting with romance. And I know what you may be thinking. Hawk, isn't one of your favorite books Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is a new adult romance? Hawk, didn't you just read 10 books in a vampire romance series? And that is true. But I will present to you that I never pick up romance like on my own. First and foremost, I didn't know Red, White, and Royal Blue was a romance when I picked it up. Second of all, I didn't pick up the Black Dagger Brotherhood series just because I felt like reading romance. I picked it up because of Chandler and Garen's podcast. So I feel like it still counts. I never would reach for romance unless I had a very specific reason or if I didn't know it was romance, which I don't have anything against romance. Like all of the genres that I'm going to be talking about in this series, it's just not the first thing that I think of. I just want to generally broaden my horizons, and so I'm starting with romance. But I didn't want to just pick up anything that I might not like, so I tried to pick romance books based off of things that I like in couples and media that's not like romance focused. So for the first book that I'm going to read, it is going to be The Guy on the Right by Kate Stewart. I picked this one because it is a friends to lovers book, and I really like that trope. It's no childhood friends to lovers, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. Next, I'm going to be reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I picked this one because I love a bad boy with a heart of gold, and based on the description that I read, it seems like that's kind of where this one goes, so I'm interested to read it for that. And finally, I picked Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, which is an age gap romance. I don't necessarily love age gap in and of itself, but I wanted to read a Penelope Douglas because I feel like she's really famous within the romance community, and I wanted to have one book at least that was like, I picked it mostly because it was popular, and two, I wanted to pick something that was kind of spicy, that kind of pushed my boundaries a little bit even further. I'm excited to read it, and as far as I know, it's like a consensual relationship. The guy is very nice, so I'm hoping that's gonna be enough to carry me through. So those are the books that I picked, and I will be reading them and sharing my thoughts with you as I go through it. So let's get started. Okay, so I got this book because it was friends to lovers, but is it really friends to lovers if one person is just thinking about how much they want to sleep with the other one the whole time? I don't know if that's too soon to say, but I'm not like loving that aspect of it. I wish they could just actually be friends without the romantic thing even coming into play until a little later, like develop the friendship and then get into that. I don't know. I'm kind of not liking this book that much, which makes me really sad because it's the first one that I'm reading for this video, but I'm not gonna speak too soon. I will give a more decisive opinion at halfway through, I think. But yeah, right now I'm kind of like, I do love Lainey though, I just want to say that. I think she's great. It's Theo that I'm not totally into. So I'm officially 50% of the way through, and I might DNF it. I hate saying that. It's literally the first book that I'm reading for this video, and I'm already wanting to DNF it, but like, I just don't like them. Like, I don't care if they get together, which I feel like is bad for romance. I just think that they're both extremely annoying. Theo especially. I liked Lainey at the beginning, but she's beginning to wear on me. And then Theo I just didn't like kind of from the beginning. I didn't really care for him as a character. I just don't like the whole nice guy thing where you feel like you're entitled to women because you're nice. Like, you can be nice and women still don't want to sleep with you. They don't have to if they don't want to. I don't know, that's just kind of the vibe I get from him. Like, he seems very respectful until women don't want to sleep with him. So I don't know. I just don't like him. And then as for the friends to lovers trope thing, I feel like if you want to sleep with this person literally the entire time you know them, and that's like the majority of your thought pattern is wanting to sleep with them, then it's not friends to lovers. I don't know if that's a hot take, but it's like crush to lover. I don't know. They've only been friends for, I think she said like a month and a half. And I don't know if it's just friends if you're not sleeping together. Like, is that the only qualification for being friends to lovers? Is that you talk to each other but don't sleep together? Or have an emotional connection but don't sleep together? Is that weird? Am I, like, expecting too much from these things? I don't know. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. I haven't decided if I'm actually gonna DNF it yet, but I will let you guys know in the next clip. I'm going to watch an episode of Real Housewives of New York and eat some chili, and we'll see how I feel after all that. Okay, so after having deliberated over some chili, I've decided that I'm gonna give it 2 more chapters. And if I still don't care what's happening, then I won't read it anymore. Does that sound fair? I think that's fair. That's what I'm going with, so. Hey friends, so first of all, I'm sorry if you can hear the TV in the background. Second of all, I'm sorry that I look like this and that my face is so shiny. I ended up finishing Guy on the Right. I'm kind of glad that I did. The thing is, I find it really difficult to DNF books because a lot of times the sensation of leaving a book unfinished is more uncomfortable to me than just finishing the book. So I rarely DNF books, and that's kind of what happened this time, where I was like, well, do I hate reading this book more than I hate the idea of leaving it unfinished? And I didn't. So I read it. Theo didn't get better. He kind of got worse, in my opinion. The end kind of redeemed him a little bit, but not enough for me to forgive a lot of his behavior throughout the book. Lainey, if I had to hear about her gypsy heart one more time, I was going to spontaneously combust. I hate that term. It feels like it would be cross-stitched onto a pillow at Home Goods, and I just wasn't here for it. The book did make me cry, but tampon commercials also make me cry sometimes, so it's not a really good metric of whether I enjoy something. Yeah, I don't know. I am glad that I finished it because it wasn't as bad. With, like, the steamy parts were good, I felt like, but yeah, I don't know. I just didn't connect with the relationship or the characters, and I think I'm gonna give it like 2 stars. I hate that because so many people liked it, and it's my first book that I read for this video, so I hate that I didn't like it, but, you know, sometimes that happens. So from here, I am going to be moving on to Get a Life Chloe Brown, I believe. I think that's what I want to read next, so I will check in with you guys once I have read some of that. So I am only a little bit, like 2 chapters in maybe, to Get a Life Chloe Brown, but I already like it so much more than I liked The Guy on the Right. Yeah, I don't know, the writing style is better for me. I like it a lot more. I like the characters already a lot more. It's got a kind of enemies to lovers vibe going on, which I'm not generally a fan of, but this video is about trying new things, so I'm not going to be thinking about that as I go further. I just already know that I like it way better than the last one. Hopefully it keeps up that trend. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Okay, I'm still only about 30% in. I'm not halfway yet, but this shit is really hitting. Red is the nice guy that Theo wishes he could actually be. I said what I said. I love this shit. Yeah, it's so cute. It's just adorable. So I'm very happy to be reading this right now. I'm very happy to be reading it, especially after not liking the first book. I'm praying that it stays good and then I end this experience loving it. Maybe even giving it 5 stars, because I gotta say, I'm having a great time. So yeah, I will check in at the halfway points, but I just wanted to throw that in here. He's great. Chloe's great. I love it all. Okay, so I know I said that I was gonna check in at 50%, but there's something that I wanted to say and I didn't want to forget to say it. I just love when authors, but especially romance authors, use mixed media. I don't know if it's mixed media. When they add like texts and emails into the story between the love interests. I just think that it really enhances the story. I think it like centers it, and it's a quick way to build rapport and like build a relationship between people, and it's in a way that we like recognize as people in the 21st century. I don't know, I just like it, and I wanted to make a point to say that. Yeah, they're really cute. They're still really cute. I'm loving it. What can I say? Oh my god. I'm now 50% of the way through. It's really good. It's really cute. This is what I wanted when I decided to make this video. This is the emotion that I was trying, well, just the clusterfuck of emotions that I was trying to feel. It's just so cute. I love it. Oh my god. Again, I just really hope we're on the path to 5 stars. And I hope that we meet the finish line and that we're still 5 stars. It's so good. Okay. Yeah. So it's the next day. I didn't finish the book last night because I just don't want it to be over. Ugh, not to be dramatic, but this book is ruining my life. They just had a fight and I almost cried. I really almost cried. You guys, I don't think you've ever seen me like this, but when I really like a book, it's like I'm losing touch with reality. Like, I cannot contain all the emotions that I have about this book. It's so good, you guys. It's so freaking good. I am so glad that I'm vlogging this and I don't just have to be like in my feelings by myself. You guys can share this with me. I'm just, oh my god. I want to date both of them. I want to be a part of that throuple. I'm gonna try to not update you until I'm done because I feel like I say the same thing in every clip, which is that I love this shit and this shit is hitting and this shit is sending me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to not update you until I'm done with it, but if something crazy happens, I will tell you, okay? So as promised, I am updating you now because I have finished Get a Life Chloe Brown and 5 stars. 5 stars. Predicted it and it has come to pass. What more could I have possibly asked for? It was cute. It was sexy. It was adorable. It was gut-wrenching. It made me feel every possible human emotion that I could feel. I loved it so freaking much. It was an own voices novel with a black main character and a character with chronic pain. I mean, I can hardly contain myself. It came through. The only thing, I'm still giving it 5 stars, do not get it twisted, but the only thing is that the epilogue felt like, it didn't need to be there. I get why it was, but I was like, this is just nothing really. I appreciated it, but still. But that is so inconsequential compared to the rest of my feelings, which are greater than I can contain in this flesh sack that I've been given. Clearly I liked this book. Let's just say that. This video is a success just because I read this book. I liked it so much more. I loved it so much more than I disliked Guy on the Right, so like we're at a net positive right now. It's a success already. So now we're moving on to Birthday Girl. I'm gonna give myself the night to kind of emotionally recover from Get a Life Chloe Brown, but then we're gonna read this book. Even if it's half as good as Get a Life Chloe Brown, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Boy, these people are straight, huh? I am over halfway through Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I didn't update you guys sooner because I didn't really know how to feel about it. It's fine, and that's it, really. Yeah, they're just so aggressively straight, like so aggressively straight, and I know that might be confusing to you because I did just read 2 other straight romances, one of which I loved very much, but oh my god, I've never read 2 more heterosexual people in my entire life. It's crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. You just have to read it. Like I said, it's fine. The age gap thing, I don't love it. They keep reminding me of it and it's stressing me out. But other than that, it's fine, you know? Like, I don't know. It's fine. Which is good, because it all balances out. I had a really bad one and a really good one. I'll let you guys know what my final thoughts are, because I don't think anything is gonna happen that's gonna make me, like, want to talk about it immediately, but we'll see. So we meet again in this position. You guys are seeing how I actually spend the vast majority of my day. I just finished Birthday Girl. It was fine. Like hate is a strong word. I didn't dislike it as much as I disliked Guy on the Right. But obviously I didn't love it as much as I loved Get a Life Chloe Brown. I stand by what I said before. They were extremely heterosexual, like jarringly heterosexual, and it made me realize that I don't know that many heterosexuals. I was like, do people actually like talk like this? And like think like this? It was just weird. Something that I was thinking about while I was reading it though was, okay, first and foremost, I don't really have a problem with the age gap thing. Like, chase your bliss, do whatever, it's fine. But the fact that this girl was dating this man's son, and then they broke up, and then she started dating this man, like, can you imagine if your ex-girlfriend was now your stepmom? Like, the family dynamic. And then at the end, here, it's a kind of a little bit of a spoiler, so I'll put something here, but like, it's not that big of a deal. It's a love story. Love stories have happy endings, but they end up having kids that are the same age, and Pike, who's the main character, love interest guy, is like talking about how they view each other more as brothers because they're the same age, even though they're uncle and nephew. And I was like, this is too much. I can't handle it. But yeah, I mean, the age gap thing didn't do it for me. As long as, you know, people who are reading this book presumably are over the age of 18 and can understand consent and like relationship dynamics and power dynamics within relationships, you know, I don't have an issue with it. It's just not, you know, my cup of tea. So tomorrow I will do a wrap up of all the rest of the books, but for now I'm going to go to sleep. I'm already halfway there, as you can see. Okay, so it is the next day. Let us do a final wrap up of these books. First, I read Guy on the Right by Kate Stewart, which did not do it for me in any sense of the word. It was not very steamy, in my opinion. Or I guess it was steamy, but it didn't steam me, I guess. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't like their relationship with each other. I especially did not like the male love interest. Boy howdy, I could not stand him. Kind of hindered my enjoyment of it, so I gave it 2 stars. Next, I have Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I don't know if it's Talia or Talia. I should probably look it up at some point because I'm going to be reading her a lot in the future because this book was incredible. It was so good, show-stopping, loved every minute of it. I loved Chloe Brown, I loved Redford, it was so good. I can't stress that enough. It came to me too at a time where I really needed it. I needed something light and fun, and I loved the own voices rep in it. It just made me really happy. Everything about it was just so cute and perfect, and so I give it 5 stars. And finally, I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. This one was so exceedingly average. Like, I didn't really... The way that I felt about Guy on the Right was that I didn't want to keep reading it, but I felt obligated to keep reading it. This one, I wanted to know vaguely what happened. I didn't care very much about the relationship or the characters or anything, but it was entertaining enough for me to like enjoy reading it while I was reading it. I'm never gonna read it again, I will say that. It just didn't do it for me. It wasn't particularly hot to me. I felt it was very binarily heterosexual, if that makes any sense. I can't describe it. Maybe if you've read it, you get what I'm saying. And there were parts of it that made me deeply uncomfortable. She was very, like, objectified. The main character girl was very objectified so regularly in the book, so it just made me feel a little, like, icky while I was reading it. But, you know, like I said, exceedingly average. I would give it either a 2.5 or maybe 3 stars. It was just meh to me. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I should have some sort of takeaway about my feelings about romance, but I really don't. Like, I just read 3 books in a vast genre, but this is kind of me dipping my toes in and trying to understand more what I like better in these books, and knowing that I love Get a Life Chloe Brown, like, I'm definitely gonna read more Talia Hibbert romances, which I never would have read get a life Chloe Brown without this video, so I'm very thankful to this video for allowing me to do that. If you have any other romance recs for me that you think I like based on my feelings in this video, please let me know. I'm always fine to read romance, so bye! To me, and it comes off the